Hi, hello, I am back with another video, and this one I am super excited about because I think it's going to help so many people. And I know I say it all the time, but that's all I want to do. Is I just want to help as many people as I can with their fitness journeys. So this video I am going to talk about my top 5 tips on how to get started with your fitness journey. Which I think is very important because it is so overwhelming. Like, I remember when I started and I was like, where do you actually start? Because there's so much contradicting, false information out there, and there is so much of it. It's hard to know what to believe, what you should be doing. Yeah, so it is hard to get started. So I thought I'd break it down into 5 easy steps that you can sort of have a little think about, and hopefully it might get you started on your journeys. So yeah, super excited about this one. So let's get into the video. Okay, so tip number 1. You need to figure out what your goal is. Now, this is completely different to different people. It could be fat loss, it could be weight gain, it could be muscle gain, it could be just to become happier and healthier within yourself. Whatever that goal is, you need to come up with it, and then I want you to almost forget about it, because sometimes those goals are so far away and will take a long process to reach them, that if you are just concentrating on that end goal and not the actual journey itself, it's very, very easy to become disheartened and to give up. So have that goal in the back of your mind, but don't make that your priority. Don't make that the thing that you are thinking about. I think that is very, very important. So tip number 2 is you need to educate yourself. You need to figure out things like, what is a calorie deficit? What is a calorie surplus? You want to be reading articles from reliable sources. Follow people like Bret Contreras and James Smith on Instagram. I will link them below because their content is really, really good. And obviously from reliable sources as well. Don't be reading any of this naff stuff like carbs are bad, you shouldn't be eating carbs, this is bad, that is bad. Because it's just a load of rubbish, and that's the sort of thing that's gonna confuse you and make your journey a bit more difficult. So just educate yourself on the facts and go from there. It's so important that you build up the knowledge on how to achieve that goal that you want to achieve, because then it makes the process so much easier when you actually understand the steps that you need to take. Okay, so my 3rd tip, which I think is super important, is to start with little changes. It is so easy just to jump straight in and go in with an all or nothing attitude, which I think is where a lot of people fail. I think you need to start with little, tiny little lifestyle changes and build on that. Because otherwise you do end up just giving up, and that's what happened to me the first sort of year of my journey. I didn't educate myself and I didn't try and make these little changes, so I think it's really important to do that. So for example, make sure you get 8 hours of sleep a night. Make sure that you're doing some form of physical activity a day, even if it is just going for a little walk. Get some steps in. Start to eat more fruits and vegetables. Add salads to your, more salads and fruits and things to your diet. I think is so important. And make sure you're focusing on protein intake as well. Make sure you're getting enough protein. Obviously drinking enough water. just like a few little things like that. You don't need to do them all at once. One week you might be focusing on your sleep. The next week you might focus on sleep and water. The week after that you might focus on sleep, water and exercise, and build on it until it becomes a part of your normal daily routine, and where you don't even think about it. You don't even think about going out to do a little bit of exercise. You don't even think about having to drink 2 litres of water, because it's just so natural and you just do it anyway. And I think that is key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and it is key to achieving your fitness goals as well. Okay, so tip number 4, you need to find exercise and foods that you enjoy. Otherwise, you are not going to stick to it. If you're doing exercise that you absolutely hate, then you won't stick to it, will you? Because you will be dreading it. You'll be waking up in the morning thinking, oh my God, I've got to go for a run, or oh my goodness, I need to go to the gym. And if you hate doing it, why force yourself to do it? So find something that you enjoy. And same goes with food. If you don't like to eat kale, you don't need to eat kale. If you don't like to eat certain fruits and veggies, you don't need to eat them. Find foods that you enjoy. As long as you are hitting your target, if you're, I don't know, say it's fat loss, you're eating a calorie deficit, or if you're eating for muscle or weight gain and you're eating in a surplus, it doesn't actually matter what you're eating, as long as it's, you know, healthy, giving your body the nutrients it needs. Just make sure it's foods that you enjoy, otherwise you're going to hate it and you're not going to stick to it. But saying that as well, if you follow me on Instagram, obviously you will know I always preach this, like, you can't eat any, like, do not deprive yourself of anything. Still eat chocolate, still eat cakes, still eat your crisps and sweets or whatever, just obviously in moderation. I think that's important as well. But yes, find and stick to exercise and foods that you enjoy. Okay, so my 5th and final tip for you is, throughout your journey, well, especially at the beginning of your journey, make sure you're taking measurements, progress pictures, scale weight if you want to do it that way, and write them all down. And then each week, make sure you are tracking your progress. I think it's so important, and it does help to keep you going as well when you're seeing that progress. But it's also good that if you're not seeing progress, it's good to have a note of everything, because you can see where you might be going wrong and where you can like tweak little things. So it is important to track all progress, whether it is progress that is going in the right direction or the wrong direction. Track it all. Also, like the progress pictures that you take at the beginning as well, like I think it's so important, because I look back on mine now and I'm so glad I've taken it, because physically, like, obviously my body's changed and everything since I've lost my weight, but I don't feel different. So if I was to like not have those progress pictures to compare to, I wouldn't like see the change. But obviously, because I've got the progress pictures, I can compare them. Yeah, I'm just so grateful for that, because it really does show how far you've come, which is, I think, is just such an important thing. And it's just so nice to see how far you've come as well in your journey. So yes, definitely take progress pictures, measurements, weight, everything, document it all. I think it's just such an important thing to do in your journey as well. So that is it. That is my top 5 tips to get you started on your fitness journey. I do know it's such an overwhelming process, but hopefully those little tips sort of break it down a bit and just help you get started. And as always, like, any questions, or if you ever need help with anything, please just message me, or you can DM me on Instagram. I do post a lot of information and stuff on Instagram, so I will pop that down below as well if you're not already following me. And yeah, I really hope this has helped at least one person, and I'm so excited for you to get started on your fitness journey. So yes, I'm going to wrap it up there, and I shall see you in the next video. Mwah.